What's up, guys? It's Brian from Ashford Hub. It's about 10:06 p.m. Eastern Time, February 18, 2018, coming to you with a trading video on Bitcoin. But first, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, upvote and re-steam if you guys are on Steemit and or DTube. Definitely appreciate very, very much the traction that we've gotten over the past few videos. Thank you very much for those guys and girls that are on those platforms. Can't thank enough. So yeah, and if you guys aren't on Steemit or DTube, you totally should get involved. It is it's like YouTube on steroids. And if you guys are involved in cryptocurrency, you should totally be interested in platforms like that. So the links are down below. Go ahead, go take a look, see what's around there. It's pretty cool. So the reason for me making this video, I wasn't really going to make one tonight, but this is looking more and more like a 535 a correction. So it's a type of Elliott Wave correction. It's not looking like a really pretty one, but I thought maybe it may just make sense to, at the very least, just to show at least kind of like what kind of goes through my head as I look at these types of things. So upon closer inspection, one of the great things about Elliott Wave, but it's also one of its Achilles heels, is that you can make a case for a lot of different things to look whichever way you're thinking. So you put a chart in front of 10 people and you're gonna get 10 different analyses. 8 out of those 10 are going to be very similar, and the remaining 2 are obviously going to be a little bit different. I think I said that last video, but at least in my experience, that's what I've seen. So, one of the ways to look at this wave coming down here is in 5 waves, and let's zoom in a little bit here. Let's zoom in. Yeah. Well, I wanted to show one other thing. Okay. It's not very it's not something that I look at that much with regards to having an enormous as far as like a trading signal is concerned. It's something that I just like to look at as far as the divergence is concerned. And in particular, if you look at RSI, I'm always trying to find divergences everywhere I go. That's really kind of like the best signal you can possibly find. Looks like the marker may be coming down here in a second. Anyway, and one of the things I see is that I see these tops over and over coming up right here, right? And then what I see on the RSI, that the RSI has basically, as far as tops are concerned, kind of just gone sideways, right? Even this most recent top right here, which is higher than the rest of these other tops, shows that it's really no higher than these past few. So that tells me a bit of a divergence. That was the only real thing I wanted to mention right there. But let's go ahead and look at it on a smaller time scale. Maybe even let's look at it on a 15-minute. Yeah. So on a 15-minute time scale, you could look at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that makes total sense. Now, so what I said, a 535 correction. So this would be 5 waves down. This would be 3 waves up, and then we would have 5 waves down. And yes, this comes like super close to the top right here. I get it, right? It's like 99.99999% into infinity, close to what's going on here. That's okay. It didn't go all the way back. It didn't eclipse it. So I was thinking this is 5 waves down, this is 3 waves up, and then that would make us saying that there's going to be another 5 waves down. If there's going to be another 5 waves down, then possibly we could get, we could break this channel line that we're talking about here, like this intermediate channel line right here. Some people are calling this intermediate channel line kind of like a neckline for Head and Shoulders. I see it a little bit more than I've seen some of the other head and shoulders in the past. So it's a little bit more valid than some of the other ones. But I'm not a huge head and shoulder type trader. But it's something I'm obviously keeping an eye on, but it's not something I really talk about too much, because it's just not something that a formation that I always feel. I feel like there's almost so many other more intelligent formations and things you can do around than just saying, oh, it's a head and shoulders, and once it crosses, you're off and running. Usually there's a lot better way to look at it than just specifically a head and shoulder. When I say better, other ways to look at specifically what's going on with the wave count in combination with other types of oscillators and stuff like that tell you more information than just saying it's a head and shoulders. Okay, that's what I mean by that. So yeah, that would make 5 waves. That would make 5 waves down, coming down here. And another thing I want to show is so we've basically, you can pretty much call these like almost even, right? And that comes across here too. So let's go ahead and just draw a line real quick. And it's not something that I'm gonna keep up forever, but I just want to draw this across, okay? Because clearly this is some sort of level that the market has tried to go ahead and punch through before. Okay, even here on the way down, right? Well, so let's even zoom in here, okay? All through here, right? Here, here as well. And then the market came up, it came back down, it stopped right here, right? And then it busted through, okay? And then here, it tried to go up, same type of thing, right? So, but what you're seeing here, there, and then at the same time, what you're seeing here on RSI is this. Aha! Sorry, I'm from New York. So, what does this mean? Okay, so yeah, so we see a higher high here. We see this here. Okay, this right here, as I'm calling it, almost the same level as right here. But you can see on the RSI, it's lower, right? And then this one here, obviously it's lower. That's lower here too, right? So we're seeing that there is a trend coming down. There's also a trend coming down with RSI too, okay? So in a sense, this right here is a bit divergent than here. Okay, that is my point. So where could we possibly go? If this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is like I said, a 5, 3, 5, then 5 waves down could bring us easily to the 10,000 range. All right. Now I don't think it's going to go much more below 10,000. Okay, but what I do want to show you is this. Let's bring this over. Okay. So this is drawn from the bottom here, right? Because this is the beginning of this larger 2 wave, all the way up to the top here. And what I'm trying to look at as far as a retracement is concerned is like, where are we? Where have we gone to? So we busted through the 236, the 23.6% retracement. Okay, we almost got to the 0.382. The 0.382 is about 9,950. It's actually a little bit higher. I'm going to. So I'm pretty much calling this like 10,000. This 0.382, I'm calling about 10,000. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's just about 10,000. So let's call it 10,000 because the market's really not going to care so much about 0.382. They're gonna care about 10,000 because 10,000 is their the big mental number. So let's go ahead and delete this real quick. So this line here, of 10,852, if we go across, we can go ahead and see that, you know, it is a somewhat of a significant line. The market has gone ahead and looked at this line before. You can see all through here, you know, the market has stopped quite a bit and a little bit over here as well. So there is something to do with this number, and at least on the interim, in the interim basis, this does mean something. Okay. And I think when we were doing some Fibonacci analyses on previous videos, I think one of the Fibonacci levels ended up right here for some of the wave analysis that we were doing. All right, so yeah, that's kind of like a primary count that we're looking at right now as far as possibly what this could be. I would say, you know, there are secondary and tertiary counts which are pretty close to this as far as probabilities, I would say. One of the things that, you know, I'd like to just take a look at, especially when it comes to things like this, when I'm day trading, you know, I'm all over this. This is what I love. This is like, you know, this is how you put your kids through college type of thing. You know, day trading these types of movements right here with what's going on. This is beautiful stuff. But, you know, for a bit longer type of swing trading type stuff, you know, when you're in trades for a few days, I usually kind of hold out for these types of, when it comes to these types of you know, types of corrections. I normally try to hold out for a bit to kind of get a better idea. In other words, let more data come in to see what's going on with respect to this the chart pattern, and then I hone down as far as the few patterns which I think are most highly probable. Right now, I'm pretty much equivalent with this pattern and a few other patterns, but let's talk about that tomorrow in the morning. They all kind of point in similar directions, so I guess we'll just leave it there for right now. Anyways, what are we looking at as far as a Laguerre RSI, which I'm really loving again. I'm falling back in love with it. I guess this is kind of like how girls are, you know, with when they go through their closet and they call it like purging or whatever, and they're like, oh my God, I forgot I even bought this, or I forgot I even had this, and oh, you know, I'm gonna start wearing this, and I guess they put it back in the rotation, right? It's a similar thing here. I guess for me is, you know, I start revisiting, you know, a lot of these things that I've used before in the past and stuff like that, and I take them off the shelf again, and I guess that's part of the benefit that I get as teaching again. I'm like, oh, what can I show these guys? What can I show these guys of things that, you know, that I've used, that I currently use, and so on and so on. So you know, I am getting some notes that, you know, people are saying, you know, thank you very much with regards to this Laguerre RSI, and also the Laguerre as well. Somebody had posted where to go ahead and get that on TradingView. Totally appreciate that content. I forgot who it was exactly, but I think if you go on our Facebook trading team, yeah, I think it's there as well. The link is down below. But that's what it's all about. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give you guys as much information as possible, and I am burning the midnight hours putting together some training videos and stuff like that. So it'll all be free. It'll all be on Steemit or DTube, and also YouTube as well. So with that said, happy trading. Laguerre RSI is you know, kind of in this overbought position. RSI right here is trying to break over this trend. This is the type of thing that I would be looking at right now. And you know, this level right here, the 10,852. If it were to break above here, then clearly this pattern that I had laid out right here, the 535, is not the pattern. Okay, so let's take it from there. Speak to you guys in the morning, and have a great night, sweet dreams, and happy trading.